Millennials are gonna be another silent generation. But we're not silent because we have nothing to say, or that our living standards were so good that we had no reason not to be happy and sleepy. We're silent because we were extorted of our means to exert any real influence on the system and completely drained of resources before we even became adults. Our silence and our repression has taken on the neon glow of the 21st century. It is the illumination of silent, unconscious memes and archetypes, made live on the electric screen and forced to the surface, like the horrifying images which float to the surface of a repressed mind on a bad acid trip. The millennial generation has become a sort of silent digital priesthood judging over the transition between the 20th and 21st centuries. Engaged in bringing light to the shadows of our own lives and minds to try to make sense of our discontent. The High Priest caste of 4chan millennials has silently presided over the total indoctrination of the Zoomers into our worldview.
He can put, it's crazy. He uses toothpicks. He's like MacGyver. He uses toothpicks. Puts it into his own, like, head. Like, shoves the toothpicks in.
Yeah.
Then uses, tinfoil. Goes across the front of the head, looks like braces for your skull. And what it does, it makes your brain work faster. Like 100 times the speed.
And simply put, now I can feel every cell in my body. I destroyed the cell walls that separate all my cells. Right now, the hat is covering the surgery I did on my head infection. And now that I'm tapped in like this, I'm thinking so fast that I'm smarter. I'm gonna make a vehicle faster. There's two ways they'll do it. They'll do it where they'll isolate and make the body. So I'm connected, live, energetic. My carbon's on point. You gotta think about it like this. We're exposed to radioactivity.
Deprived of access to the levers of power of the system, the millennials have made use of the blank palette of the internet to express their power in ideas, media content, memes, conversation, which have become embedded culture of the next generation, to the point that they don't know much else. The millennials were given a great gift in being cut off from the matrix. We were forced to go inward and think of the bigger picture themes in society and in ourselves. And we were unable to escape into the lap of luxury to avoid having to think about them. Millennials have silently presided over the cultural jihad, running screaming at the dark images painted in the shape of the institutions of power.
Alt-right.
Only to be subverted in silence again by those same institutions who adapted to ideological conflict and spammed the internet with bots to try to mitigate the damage we wrought on their system. The powers that be have won a lull in the ideological struggle after the downfall of Trump and the re-feel-goodification of normies who feel like the scary illuminated darkness has been suppressed again and relegated to the shadows of someone else. This is totally artificial and an incredibly expensive faux peace that will not last. Now, as a high priest millennial myself, I don't see much value in dwelling on the discontent that spawned so much activity in the mid-2010s. I see myself bringing a higher light to these shadows within myself and others, and engaged in a true spiritual jihad for the soul of the nation and the world. We have slain the mental dragons and overcome the arguments, and now what's left is the catharsis of expelling weakness and ugliness from our own hearts, so that when the time comes to struggle with the enemy again, it will be clear who holds the pure image of the Mahapurusha, and who, with sniveling, simpering weakness and blithering stupidity, represents the turning back from an inversion of truth.
it is possible because there's aggression, it's very powerful. As far as aggression is concerned, a sense of projecting towards an object that you want something, great desires to grasp, recapture certain particular experiences. And when that experience is captured properly, as a spider does to its flies, and then you can actually clutch to it and suck its blood. That might mean giving into your own aggression so that let aggression take over me. But I couldn't care less. Or you have some kind of faith and trust in some kind of basic truth that comes from the lineage, which actually speaks the truth of non-aggression at the same time. It depends on the level of your understanding of the whole thing.